Yo, 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 what's up with it? It's Ammo, Pit Boy Music Studio or Pit Boy Studios, however y'all want to look at it. That was the old name, but I'm here to give y'all a little, tutorial, a little rundown on how I mix my vocals. And you want to check out some of my music, type in Chris Ammo on any platform. Check out the music. It's Pit Boy Studios. This is what we do. So basically, I'm gonna give y'all a little step by step on how I mix my vocals and how I go about doing it. It's technically not a wrong way to do any mixing or any vocals. It's about how it sounds and the feel that it gives you. And I do certain things to mine that are not too different from the conventional way of doing it, but at the same time, I do my own steps to, get the sound that I'm looking for. So this is a step by step on how I do it, and I'm gonna walk y'all through one of my sessions. Let me know in the comments what y'all think and what y'all feel about it. All right, let's get into this. So I'm gonna open up one of my sessions. Hold on one second. Which one do I want to do? By the way, I'm a Studio One user. Studio One. It's basically been my favorite program by far. I've used all of them, pretty much that are out there in the market. But Studio One Pro, is that's my preference. That's preferably what I'm gonna go to every time I've search for a DAW to record with. That's basically been my go to every time. So it's always gonna be my favorite one. Okay, give me 1 second and I'm gonna get into this. Let me check something out. All right, give me a second. So for those that don't know, I'm in the process right now of converting all my old files from my old MacBook to a new MacBook that I got. So some of my files I have to reopen them up to search for the vocals to them. So I'm gonna just open up one that's already done right now, that's already laid out, and kind of give y'all a step by step on how I did that one. Okay. All right, there we go. Well, I located all the files to it, so we can stay on this one. So this song right here is called Always. It's on the streaming platforms right now. Y'all can go check it out. Chris Ammo Always is on the streaming platforms, on all platforms. So yeah, go check that out when y'all get a chance. Drop a comment. Let me know that y'all came from here to go look at it over there. All right, so I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna give y'all a little play of this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and break down step by step what I've done to it.
I'll always love you, even if things never go back to what we were, what I became so used to, what I thought would be forever. Just us two. But anyway, I just called to say that I miss you.
Cross, you're crazy.
Thought you was the one. The problems came, this relationship no longer fun. I thought forever, now I'm glad we done. I was blind till I seen you really ain't the one. Don't want no phone calls, don't wanna talk to you. All these missed calls, now you acting all confused. I tried to give my all, but you feel you had to choose. Now I feel you had to lose, I will never be a fool. Won't ever be a fool.
That right there is always, it's on all platforms. Like I said, go check it out. So basically what I did first to start off with it, this intro right here.
That I miss you.
Cross, you're crazy.
So first what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play this without all the effects on it to show you where I took it from and where I have it at. You know, you just heard where I have it at now. So let me do that first.
That I miss you.
Cross, you're crazy.
When I took all the effects off, those vocals in the intro, everything got a lot quieter. You know, you heard a big difference in the way that it sounded. So basically with that, first what I did was I added Xterms, which, you know, it's different names for these plugins on different DAWs. So I don't know what it, you know, it would be on something else like Pro Tools or Ableton or anything like that, or FL Studio, but it's called Xterms by Studio One on mine. And so what I did is set it to pan mode, put it at 100% depth. So, and then I set it on the LFO speed on 4 bars. So in between 4 bars is panning left to right with the depth that I set it at 100%. So with it doing that, it's giving it that, like I said, that sweeping sound that you're hearing. Also, so I added a phaser on there, which is the one off of Studio One Personas. I added that phaser on there and basically gave it a more, you know, phasing sound as it's sweeping across. Okay, and so from there, I went to my UAD plugin, the Verge, and this one I put in Overdrive, the Overdrive plugin, which kind of gave it a distort sound somewhat. So that sound of sweeping, you know, it has a distort sound to it at the same time, which is, you know, how I basically got that effect to sound like it does now. So which So after that, basically, I added the Pro EQ by Personas also, which now I use this one. This is a great plugin right here, by the way. I use this one, but for the most part, I go to my FabFilter Pro Q3, and I use that, majority of the time, because that one is more of universal. I've used it between all DAWs that I work with, so I use that one a lot more. But this Pro Q3, Pro EQ. I'm sorry, Pro EQ. That one is it's a pretty good EQ. Not too much of a difference between the FabFilter. Actually, it's just labeled different, setup different. But Personas has done a great job with that plug-in to give it a great sound. Be able to do a lot of things to your vocals with it, and not too much different. And so basically, I added that on there and did a high and low pass filter on it, and focused on the mids to give it that in-depth like telephone sound. And that's the sound that I was looking for on that intro right there. So I'll play this back with all the effects on it now.
That I miss you.
Cross, you're crazy.
That's how I did that on those vocals right there. So next I go into the chorus, right? So I had it's muted out. So I layered my chorus. I put 4 takes on my chorus, did the lead, and then I did different highlights and stuff like that I wanted to stand out, or throughout the process of playing or that music, that hook playing. So basically, I'm gonna give y'all a little rundown of this real quick, and then I'm gonna show y'all what I did to it.
You said you always loved me. When you had me, you wasn't thinking of me. All the fighting and cussing, in the end, it didn't mean nothing. Yeah. You said you always loved me, but you wasn't thinking of me.
So as you hear, I got a delay effect that's panning. Well, let me go by the lead first. So with the lead, basically I have the Waves tunes, auto tune on it. Let me pull it over here to where I can see it on this screen. So I have that set. I have the key set on it, and I have the retune speed to turn basically all the way to fast, and then the note transition turned all the way fast. That way, it's giving it that the sound that I was looking for. And with this one, as you can tell, it's like a Juice WRLD type of song, type of vibe, and that's kind of where I was going for when I heard that beat. And so basically that was the type of song that came in my head, and that was the vibe I was going with. As you know, he uses a lot of auto-tune on his music, and so that's what I focused on, creating that sound and toning up my vocals to match that sound somewhat, you know what I mean? So Waves Auto Tune, Waves Tune Real Time is, it's a great plug-in, by the way. Go check that out. I got it set on alto, B minor, you know what I mean? And it was just that on there as far as the actual sound. And then so I got that set to a bus where I'm controlling everything on the bus right here where all my inserts are. And the double, I have that set to a different bus, which I have a different type of reverb on there, to where I can give the chorus a whole different type of sound, effect. So I'll give y'all a little rundown on that. And I have this one panned all the way to the left side.
Always love me, wasn't thinking of me. Cussing didn't mean nothing.
And so that's a different reverb than I have set on the whole song, which together it gives it the actual sound that I was looking for. And then I have, let me see. So the next layer I have it set on a delay plug-in. A delay bus right here, a channel. And with that one, it's another background.
Love me, love me, love me.
And that's
Me,
that delay sound
me,
that you heard when
me.
I stopped the track a second ago.
Cussing, nothing.
So with that, I don't have it real strong like it sounds now. Obviously, it's soloed out. So I don't normally have that real strong to where it's always sounding that loud. Basically, I like to have it real faint in the background of my vocals when I put a delay on there, depending on the track and what's required. But I like to have it real faint on there most of the time. And so as you can see, that's what I have it on, set right there. So from there, I go to the reverb also again, but this is a different plugin. This one is panned to the right side. So it's basically similar to this track right here, track 3, but I have this one panned to the right side, so it's giving it that wide stereo effect. So it should be basically the same type of vocal, just panned to the other side.
You say you always love me, wasn't thinking of me.
Oh, it's a little bit.
Cussing.
So it's a little bit different, a lower pitch than the other one is. Basically to give it that harmonized sound all together. And like I was saying, I got wave, real time, auto tune on all 3 tracks. One set to the left side reverb, one in the middle with a delay, and then one on the right side set to the same reverb channel. And so from there, I have my Pro Q, and I didn't do too much anything specific on this one besides cut out all the low end on this one. So basically, I just cut out the low end on that, and I didn't want to get all the way up onto to where my.
You said you always love me. When you had me, you wasn't thinking of me. All the fighting and cussing, in the end, it didn't mean nothing.
I didn't put too much on that one. This is basically just to control that low end right there. And then, so I added waves real time again on the actual channel, the actual bus. And so by doing this, I know I have it set on the actual vocals of the chorus, but I added it again for it to pick up any flaws, like any mistakes that the auto tune didn't catch, or it was, I got it set on key, so any mistakes that may have, kind of anything that would have probably sounded off a little bit, it was picked up on this side. So basically like paralleling the auto tune. And so I had my SSL on, but I don't know, I turned it off for some reason. I don't remember the reason, but we're just gonna skip over that. And so now I have my R comp compressor, and I got it set on the preset rap vocals, which I tweaked it a little bit, made the attack speed a little bit faster and the release a little bit slower. I set my gain on 9.1 and my threshold on negative 9.2, and then set it on opto and smooth. So you can set it on warm, you can set this on electro, but opto is my favorite preference on this one, and smooth is, between this one I go back and forth between warm and smooth, just depending on the track, but for this particular track I had it on smooth. And so here's the other Pro Q that I have on here, which I did a low, I cut the low end out right here, and then I also did some surgical EQ in certain spots, cutting out the frequencies that I
When you had me, you wasn't thinking of me.
I did a little dip in it, all that rumble at the bottom.
And it didn't mean nothing. All the fighting and cussing, in the end, nothing. I was dumb, I really thought you was the one. The problems
and sculpted my vocals from there. And that's on my actual mix bus. So that part right there is basically controlling all the vocals in the session. And so if you go back and say on some of my tracks right here that my channels I have set to reverb or delay, stuff like that. Yeah. So with that, I have the delay running into the bus. So it's routing from the delay here. The vocals are going from here to the delay. From the delay, it's going right here to the bus. So I have that set on bus right here. My reverb, the same exact concept. It's the track right here going into the reverb. From the reverb, it's going here to the main bus, to the main output on bus 1. So even though those are set initially on a different channel, different bus or FX channel, it's still routed to go back to my bus, which then is being affected by those inserts up there. And then I have my bus channel. I have a send to my pure plate reverb, which is right here. And so with this one, I like this reverb. I like it a lot, actually. I use it on pretty much all of my songs, but I also use other reverbs as well. So the one from Foul Filter, I use that one as well as the stock one from Studio One. So with this one right here, I got it set on a 3, and my pre-delay, I have it notched up halfway between the 0 and the 50. And then the low cut, I have it set on 90 hertz. So basically, I turned the dry up about 35%, and then I turned my high end treble up and the bass down a little bit to give it, to kind of control the muddiness of the track that the reverb is introducing to the track. But the preset I set it on before tweaking it was Vocal Shine on this, and then I tweaked it to where I needed to be. And to me, it gave it a real good sound, real good sound. And so from there, I went and put that on my actual bus. So all the vocals are still going through this reverb as well as the ones that are going through their own reverbs right here. So with those reverbs combining the reverb from the other track that I have, the bus track, and then the reverbs that have their own individual channel, when I combine those, the vocals that are set to that reverb FX channel, it's mixing with the ones that I have on the bus, and it's giving it a unique sound of reverb. And so basically stuff like that is your creativity. So there's no wrong way to do that. I like to combine different plugins together or route them into each other and cause it to give it a different sound, different effects, and basically see what happens from there. And so that gave it the effect that I wanted. I heard in my head and basically tweaked it to get that exact effect. And there you go. So another thing that I do, if you look right here, you notice that under my reverb, I have a compressor. So this compressor is not compressing the vocals, actually. It's compressing the actual reverb. And I have it set to sidechain, right? So I have this sidechained to the delay and background vocals. So this is the reverb that I have, the extra reverb that I have set on those that's going to the reverb channel. So my delay channel right here, and then my background vocals right here, they're running to this reverb right here, and it's sidechaining this. So every time that the signal comes in or you hear my vocals, the reverb isn't drowning it out. It's ducking the reverb until I stop talking or stop singing, and then in between spaces, the reverb introduces itself back. It brings it back to volume. So it gives it a clarity sound to it, to where the reverb isn't, just swallowing up my vocals. As you can see, it's the same thing right here. I had this side chain to the delay. And I believe the actual, let me see. This one is 3. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's basically what I did as far as it's a few other ones where I have the same process that I did to add that effect on the intro. I did it onto this one right here. Only difference is I didn't add the phaser. I added no, it's not the same process. As far as the X term, it's the same process, and then adding the Pro EQ. But on this one, I added my LA2A emulation. It's a pretty good compressor. This is from UAD, and so basically I got it set on 3940, give or take, and basically I set the high, the control of the high frequency. You know, I turned it about 3/4 of the way to off, and basically it gave it the compressed sound that I was looking for. I didn't want to ram it too hard and just slam it into that compressor, so I basically gave it a little controlled sound on these background vocals right here. And I added the auto-tune onto this track also to basically give it the same concept that I showed you earlier, where basically it's auto-tune on the track, but it's also auto-tune on the bus. It's basically the same concept as these first 4 up here. And that basically sums up what I did for this particular song, because this particular song right here is it's the intro, the chorus, my verse, and then the chorus again, and then the end of the song. So there you have it. That's basically what I did. And
I'll always love you, even if things never go back to what we were.
So this is basically my first video showing my process. I'm looking to do a lot more and get into a lot more, and as we go, you know, grow the channel. So make sure y'all subscribe, like, follow the movement and everything I'm doing, and share it. You know, and help me grow the platform. I definitely would appreciate everybody that's been here in the beginning of it and ride it out with me. So yeah, that's basically what I did for this particular track. I know certain tracks require different things and different steps and stuff like that, and you know, different people have their different ways of doing it. There's no technically wrong way to do a mixing and mastering, but I'm gonna play y'all the song. Y'all can hear this is basically what I did to it and how it came out.
I'll always love you, even if things never go back to what we were. That I miss you.
Class, you're crazy man.
You said you always loved me when you had
there you have it. The song is Chris Emma always. Make sure y'all go check out the song on YouTube or all the streaming platforms. This is basically my process. I'm going to drop more videos showing y'all how I do my songs, the making of my songs, and then also giving y'all more information on where to find my songs. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. I appreciate anybody tuning in and watching. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure y'all share and drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Pit Boy Studios, we out.